And you know, this is coming at the back. When the MPP decided, and I am told that it is not only at United States TV, that even you, TV3, they wrote letters to direct content production to tell you how you should run your media house. The New Patriotic Party write to media houses to tell them that you should empanel people, including us, who determines who should be invited. So all of a sudden, who should be invited is determined from the MPP headquarters.
Don't forget that Dr. Jacob issue.
Right? It's determined from the MPP headquarters. That you will determine that on this show, you must bring an MPP person or not. I mean, it's not done anywhere. Roland, go and check the media freedom rankings.
We are 10th from the last.
Yes.
Right.
2022.
Go and check. On the world stage, we moved 2 places up or down.
60. We're 60.
62. And we keep deteriorating. Niger has beaten us.
Niger.
Burkina Faso has beaten us. Capo Verde has beaten us. What is this? All these countries in turmoil can beat us. You know, Burkina Faso, they expel external media. And they can still beat us. That is to tell you the level that we have detolerated. Look, you know, and somebody said that A+ tore a letter. I have seen President Mugabe. He was knighted. He took the knighting certificate and threw it in a dustbin. Right? There was a heavyweight boxer. They asked him to fight. He said he will not fight. When he took the belt and went and threw it in the dustbin. You know dustbin? Bola. I mean, and people tolerate it. But in our country, we cannot tolerate it. And you have people within the New Patriotic Party actually aiding and goading people to go and launch attack, telling people that if it was under some regime, there would have been an invasion, and it has happened. And as of now, the police are not going to that. That should be the prime source.
They said they're investigating.
No, they have arrested some other 15 people or 16 people. They should have gone to the person who said that there would have been an invasion because he should be the prime source of that invasion. I don't get it. You know, things, no amount of intimidation by President Akufo-Addo and his MPP can stop anybody from speaking. In fact, what has happened, we will speak the more. What has happened, many more people will now open up and speak openly against the rot in the government. If they want, they can take knives and go around and be slaughtering people. That will not stop people from speaking. What is this?
Mr. Amidou, at the end of the day, I think the party has a position. But at the same time, we have assigns of the party. And in this very instance, the young man is a youth leader in Greater Accra. And then we have other youth leaders who...
TESCON members.
Okay. So who bundled themselves together and then invaded the studio. And you look at their actions on one side and the party's position. It clearly shows that somebody might have ordered them, right?
Well, I wouldn't want to guess, but I doubt it. You know, in our homes, our own children, they don't all do the things the way you want. Is that not the case?
Agreed.
Your children don't do things the way you want. Some of them do things that are unacceptable. You only find ways of correcting and punishing them. So in political parties, there are huge organizations. It's not the conduct of every individual that may be acceptable to the party as an entity. But like I said earlier, we must find ways of punishing and dealing with the issues. My uncle made some points about the fact that the letter written was useless. I completely disagree with him. Writing a letter to an entity to express your opinion, how can that be useless?
Because it doesn't have grounds in the Constitution.
What do we mean by that?
It has not.
The NDC. And I'm surprised.
Oliver,
I'm
please
surprised.
put the MPP letter to Despite Media on the screen for
Don't
us.
take me out of context.
No.
You heard that if the NDC wrote such a letter, I would have said it's a useless letter.
He's
The
saying that your
NDC
position, whether it's useless or not,
The
he
NDC.
disagrees.
The NDC.
Oliver, please put
Petition
the...
Peace FM. What is it? Suffolk Coins program. You actually boycotted it.
Yes.
Because you didn't like certain things that were happening there.
Yes.
It was your democratic right. You stayed away. You petitioned the station that you wanted the content or certain things to be done. So what is good for you to stay away from Peace FM because you thought the host was doing certain things that were not right? I mean, it was within your right. So if MPP observe that TV3 or a certain station is doing things that we are not happy about, and we write to you to tell you our opinion or views, it does not force you to do what we want, but it gives you an opportunity to engage us for a discussion. And I don't see what is wrong about that. For you, a very enlightened person, a lawyer, to say that writing a letter to express your concerns is not grounded in. How is it not grounded in law?
If you are taking, okay.
You don't read articles of the Constitution in isolation. No, there are so many article provisions that allow me to do certain things that are not captured under. You are a lawyer. You know that articles. I mean, they relate. You don't go and stand on one article and make a position that this is what it says. You must relate it to other articles of the Constitution.
Show me.
Show
me which article.
So relate.
Show me which article.
I have not studied.
Then you cannot accuse me.
But I am just telling you that. I am telling you that it is not wrong for a party or an individual to write a letter to a media organization expressing your concerns about certain happenings in their media station. What is wrong about that?
Okay,
Ambassador, what is wrong about that? Now, A+ made certain comment, and I expected you to. He said he's more educated than the Deputy Interior Minister. You see, those are the problems that people should not undermine each other. I don't think the Constitution requires any particular certificate. He said he's a master's holder, he's a degree holder.
He said that it shouldn't be assumed that he's ignorant because he
so
was
how
an
does
entertainer
that relate to the education of the Deputy Interior Minister? And I expected you to correct him.
That
You should not lambast somebody unless the person is not on this platform. Why does he say that he's more educated than her? Because you are going to contest with her. The woman is the MP for Gomo Central. And because you are going to contest her and you have the media space, you can insult and undermine her. And that becomes your democratic right. I mean, how unreasonable can he be? Very, very unreasonable. And I think that he must be told in his face that the right that he has, other people have right. Why does he think that he A+? He has the right to do or to speak the way he wants, and even to speak against people who are not on the same platform with him because he considers them an opponent. So that is, and he even calls Kojo Oppong Nkrumah a hypocrite. I mean, it's an irresponsible comment he has made, and it's unacceptable. Your democratic right to speak or express your opinion does not mean you can insult others. How does he describe Oppong Nkrumah as a hypocrite? Is Oppong Nkrumah on this platform? I mean, it's unfair, and I thought that I thought that you should have cautioned him. And then what is it? Bernard talks about tearing of letter, or the letter was torn by A+. Me personally, people have different opinions. Me, I don't have. It's his decision. It's not UTV that tore the letter. If I write a letter to TV3. And TV3, you are the recipient of the letter. You take the letter and you are acting on it or whatever you are doing. And Bernard comes on your program with a copy of the letter from somewhere, which is not the letter that I have written to you, and he tears it. It's his moral challenge. I will not have an issue with it. I personally don't have issue with him because it's not UTV that tore the letter. If UTV had torn the letter that was written to them by MPP...
We show a video of Nancy Pelosi. You know Nancy Pelosi was head of...
was
the speaker.
So is it right? Yeah. Is it right?
But we say we are America. Every time when the economy is challenged, we always compare Ghana to America, UK. But this one is not right.
You can compare. I mean, it's your right to compare. But I'm saying that if I write a letter to TV3 and TV3 decides to tear the letter, I'll have an issue because it is your duty to respond to the letter. In your response, you can say you disagree with me.
Okay.
But if a panelist come on your show and gets a copy of the letter in tears, we didn't write the letter to A+. So we have...
Mr. Aminu, as we continue, so the letter says the program now frequently features intemperate language, unconstructive rants, and outright insult directed at the presidency by panelists. Now you go to Article 1626. It says any medium for the dissemination of information to the public which publishes a statement about or against any person shall be obliged to publish a rejoinder, if any, from the person in respect of whom the publication was. I remember in 2016, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, he brought this word, incompetence. It was actually on public forum. You remember the various series that were convened in Central University, etc. It became a political language. No, there's actually Ace Ankuma, who professed and did based on interpretation of law that if you look at the criminal act as we have it, making such utterances within...
He said insulting the president is not it's a crime. It's not a crime.
Casting those aspersions against a person like the president was not an insult. It was just a moral wrong.
Well, Roland.
Or for you, it's different.
You see, I have a whole, disagreement with the approach by a lot of people within the media space.
Including Dr. Bam.
Equally, your attitude towards the letter is becoming for me, it's also intolerant. Because if I am an entity and you also operate an entity, and I observe something that is going on within your entity that I disagree with, or I think, in my opinion, it's not right.
Why didn't you go to the National Media Commission?
Yeah, it's an option. But what is wrong if I write to you that, Roland, you said this and that, and I think it's not right? What's wrong with that?
That's a censorship.
No. It doesn't. It doesn't censor you. I am only expressing my opinion. You can agree or you disagree. The letter the MPP has written, the media house can agree with certain aspect of the letter or the whole letter, or they can disagree with certain aspect, or they can disagree with the whole letter.
Go to NSC.
It doesn't compel the media house to do what is written in the letter. But there is nothing unconstitutional. There is nothing unconstitutional about writing a letter to a media house to express your concerns. What is unconstitutional about writing a letter to a media house? Better tell me. What is unconstitutional?
Okay.
If I observe that things are going on in TV3 that I am not happy about, and I write to you to express my concerns, what is unconstitutional about it? What is undemocratic about it?
So 1624 says editors and publishers of newspapers and other institutions blah, 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 shall not be subjected to control. And please. After that, then it says or interference. This is interference.
This is not interference.
What this is?
This is expressing the party's concerns.
This letter says reform United Showbiz. Change it.
It's a suggestion. Is there anything wrong with that?
Do you take the tone of the letter to be a reformative
your program?
Tone
if I sit here, and I tell Roland that you have to reform the way you organize your program, that is my opinion. I think that maybe the way you are operating it, I haven't come to slap you.
Do you think we need to change the way we operate, moderation and all that?
I don't have any basis to say that for now. Okay. But I'm just saying that if I tell you that reform the way you do your program as an individual or an organization, it's not undemocratic. It's not trying to control your program. It's not directing you. Yeah. So the MPP writing a letter to UTV to raise concerns about a program is not to direct UTV what to do, but is to let them know that these are observations and UTV can agree or disagree. Ambassador
Sampiyale, have we come to the point where what was wrong in the past has now become right in the present?
You see, fortunately, he said he had not read the Constitution and referred to me as a lawyer. And so I have a duty to educate him that the Constitution...
You educate the public.
Since you...
I said that there is no article in the Constitution that is interpreted in isolation. There is a relationship amongst the articles. So you don't go and read one article and say that there's media freedom. Yes,
that you can't infringe on people's rights and rights.
But there is a limit.
All right, you spoke.
And a sense of responsibility also in other provisions.
The Constitution makes reference to other relatable chapters. So He said the provision of this article and 162 and 163 of this Constitution are subject to laws that are reasonably required in the interest of national security. Right? Public order, public morality, and for the purpose of protecting the reputation, rights, and freedoms of other persons. That is what the Constitution says, and not the interpretation you give, or not your understanding. Right? He said that the 162 you referred to and 163, they are subject to other provisions, that is the human rights and others. Then you go to 165. It says that for the avoidance of doubt, because of the doubt that's seemingly created at 164, it says that for the avoidance of doubt, the provisions of this chapter shall not be taken to limit the enjoyment of any of the fundamental human rights and the freedom guaranteed under Chapter 5 of this Constitution. These are the clauses that this particular chapter are referenced. You know, it has not taken the interpretation or misinterpretation of anybody. Honorable Minister, what we are dealing with is this. We are all panelists. We go to various stations. And shall it be the right of any individual who feels disgruntled because of his own political or parochial interest to say that I'm organizing boys to come and attack us here?
I think that one has been condemned by all of us.
Oh, I mean, I want to condemn in sincerity.
So is it not possible
Why
that
you
that
say
the
that it's not
basis
sincere?
of such individuals of high repute
Yes.
within the MPP taking their action to the extent that they did on Saturday night is due to the justification of some individuals?
That
like
is it.
Amedu?
You say, if you say your son does something, you have a right to punish him. You are punishing him on the basis of what he has done and the reasonable punishment you give. Now, he make reference to Kwame Sekhefakan's program. Did you go and beat them?
But you boycotted.
Yes, but boycott is different
And
from...
you petitioned them.
Oh, Chief.
So were you directing them?
Chief, when you were speaking, I kept quiet.
I expect Roland to be asking you those questions.
Why?
Were you
Are
directing
you
them
not
when
the
you
host?
petitioned?
Are you not directing the host the questions you must ask?
But you said your own
Are
questions
you
out of context. and
You said, oh, I mean, the viewers know who is speaking out of context. I beg your
you
pardon.
petitioned
Please go ahead.
Peace FM.
When Kwame
Were you
Sekhefakan-
directing them? So what is wrong if MPP also petitioned UTV?
Chief,
You had the right to petition.
With all due
All
respect, I have the right to speak.
Please continue, Mr. Sampier.
Chief, when NDC felt that Kwame Sekhefakan was not balancing the panel, not only did we complain, but Sami Jemfi had been accosted at the station. All right? Sami Jemfi had been accosted at the station. So we said we can't accept that. We did not organize talks to go and beat Kwame Sekhefakan. We did not organize talks to invade the station. Or we said, okay, take your station. You have a right to say whatever you say, but we are boycotting it. Is this similar to what you are saying? Is this similar to what, Chief? Look,
There are many instances
we
of
are
NDC
adults.
attacking media
We are
spaces.
adults. Please listen.
The NDC, as a party, there are many occasions you have attacked media houses, including the recent one in Tamale.
So is that the reason?
So
is that the reason why
the bad behavior-
Minister?
So
Look,
let's
we
condemn
pay
it
you.
as
We
political parties.
pay you with our taxes. So keep quiet and let me also express my view. I pay you. Listen.
You don't pay me to pay tax.
But-
when you are an ambassador, I was also paying you.
Yes. So, but listen.
I was paying tax.
That's the reason why you should listen to
All
me.
right,
when
all
I'm
right,
talking.
all right,
You
that's
have
what
been-
you please.
you have been an ambassador.
Mr. Amedu, please let him wrap
Listen.
up.
My taxes were also paying you.
Listen.
Very well, sir.
Today, as you sit here, my taxes pay you. So
And
when
my
I'm,
taxes paid you in the past.
when I'm speaking, please keep quiet and listen.
And my taxes paid you in the past.
You see, it is this situation where individuals like deputy minister would come and try to justify by
What?
saying that,
See,
oh, it happened.
Roland, the
That-
way it's going, I mean,
It says where you're going. It's a
So
it's a slippery road.
He should tell me where I should go.
don't,
Now,
don't,
I mean,
reduce, don't reduce it to me, lawyer.
He
Lawyer,
said
don't reduce
don't
it to
cast
me.
aspersions.
What aspersions?
Don't
What
reduce it to
aspersions?
me.
What
Please
aspersions?
conclude for me, sir.
I am saying that if we collectively, like Kojo Nkrumah is seeking to do in a very wrong way, that we should sit down and talk to journalists about the intolerance that is coming up. That's not the way to do it. All right? What haven't you seen and heard in this country? What haven't you, if you're going to go that way? Look, a whole professor, you know, remember Professor Moss? You called him a poodle. You call him Professor Doolittle. And you know who said that? The president. We tolerated it. The guide of the Mungu thing that you the NDC wrote. The NDC is not a party that would protect its children when they are doing what is wrong. Honorable Minister, what is not wrong, it will not be wrong. What is right
But
is
he's
right.
saying there was also a recent attack.
But you cannot appropriate and reprobate.
in Northern Ghana, so.
So is that the reason why he should also encourage boys to go and attack a media station? We should stop this unnecessary you see, equalization. It doesn't help. Today, a boy who is also contemplating doing this, the Honorable Deputy Minister was on TV3 saying that NDC did it at Damongu. Please, let's stop this.
Roland, have I said the invasion was right? I have not said that.
You have condemned it.
You can condemn it.
You are only pretending that the NDC doesn't have
He has condemned it.
In law, listen,
and then
listen.
And then he also makes reference to the official position of the party.
Yes,
but
law.
also averts our minds to an incident in which we had NDC individuals and hoodlums who also attacked a radio station.
Listen, does that give you
That's
any,
a fair justification.
Does it give you any justification? Right? You are in government. NDC person go to misbehave in the Damongo. What did you do to him? Didn't you have the right to arrest him if you intended to sanitize the station? Didn't you have the right to arrest him?
But he's saying that the act in itself is not of corrective measure because then it sends the signal that it's normal.
Which act is not a corrective measure?
The attack or
the
invasion into the Damango.
Something happened 2 years ago.
No, that was last year.
Last year.
Or this year also.
Now, if somebody is caught
not 2 years
stealing, right? He goes to court and says, "Oh, I saw Bernard also with the greatest respect also stealing." Would that be a plea?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Me.
If
I'm not supposed to answer. So answer.
If it's the minister's house and bundles of money are there, I will take it.
All right, please. So now, Bernard, in 3 minutes, how do you conclude on this? How do we make sure that we have a certain way forward to it so that we don't also come to the table and say that now we are saying peace should prevail? What we know on the other side, the sentiments are wrong. Because that's the position of the information ministry. We need to make sure the culture of intolerance is nipped in the bud. That's the next stage of the conversation.
On that statement, you agree in toto. And probably I agree with Honorable Chinia when he said that in our homes, not all our children or relations behave in conformity. And when they don't behave, what do? You take the most radical steps to correct them so they don't repeat what has been done. Having stated that what the minister is doing, away from what he said, is totally different and at variance with what he initially postulated. Look, you correct them. How do you correct them? Yes. By coming to sit here, by justifying, by telling us that other political parties did. Will you? Other political parties did what they did. And you are citing Peace FM.
Not be fair.
You are citing Peace FM and their relationship with the NDC. Peace FM chose to invite people on the ticket of a political party.
Yes.
And the political party says that if you want to invite somebody in our name, please, let us be the one to give you someone. Do I come here because you want PNC to bring me here? You choose to call me to come. So if you wanted a PNC person to come here, and you want me to come and represent the views of PNC, you will write to the PNC or the PNC should give you. That is what the NDC did.
Yes, that's all.
It is not the same thing as you writing to a news house, telling them that your program is skewed in this manner, and it has deviated from serving public good. You determine public good.
I think what he's trying to say is that there was an institution like a political party, the NDC, which formally also wrote to the media house.
Were you listening to me?
Yes.
What did I say?
To protest the empaneling.
No, they invited people on the basis of political parties.
Yes, sure.
And the party said,
Who tells you it was based on political parties? Are you part of the editorial or whatever?
Mr. Amido,
you see, you are making assumptions.
Mr. Amido, okay. So the same argument you're making, that's what you're making.
was seeking to
Please
direct
continue.
them as to what to do.
I don't talk when people are making this.
Mr. Amido.
Do you work there?
Mr. Amido. Yeah. Please continue.
I don't
Conclude
talk.
for me.
I allow people to speak because I want to respect the audience so
Conclude
they
for
can
me.
listen to the presentation I'm making. So obviously, they wrote to say that if you are bringing somebody and you refer to the person as of my party, please let me be the one to bring the person. How is that the same thing as you coming to determine the content? You, Media General, did the MPP not write to you wanting to influence content production? And I don't know how many media houses they have not done that to. Probably now they will all start to speak. Look, let's correct this mistake. But like I said, you see what has happened? It has emboldened. And when I came here, I also noticed that you've taken not only measures. Now nobody can enter your studio anyhow. Not so? Nobody can enter your studio, so you can come and stand outside and make your noise. But you cannot enter into the studio and start making noise. So the media houses are also taking security steps. But honestly, I am still at a loss why the Ghana Police Service has not picked up the man who said that if it happened under some period, there would have been an invasion. And soon after that, there was an invasion.
Okay.
That should be the first point of call and influence.
All right. Thank you for coming this morning. Ambassador Sampiyali, thank you, as well as the Member of Parliament for Sisala East, Deputy Minister of Sanitation, Amidu Chinia Isahaku.
Yeah, we have been given more money.
Oh, please.
United Nations are giving more money.
To go and do a
and then also Bernard Mona, former chair of the PNC. Thank you for joining us as well. We couldn't speak on the subject of the notice that has been given by Democratic Hub, because they've now given the notification that December they are going to embark on a number of demonstrations or protests. Well, his part of yeah,
yesterday.
But we
need an award.
Yeah.
We also do encourage you to cash out. It goes with the short code *439#.
There's a question I just want to ask. How come
he needs an award in
National
demonstration?
Lotteries has not decided to turn all media